So my name's Kristen, and I am a magazine editor. I set a goal to train for the Chicago Marathon. I'd run in the past and had aches and pains that I could kind of work through, but this time it just kept getting worse and worse. There was one run that was just sort of the breaking point for me. I think I didn't realize or appreciate actually how much pain I was in at the time, right? Like in hindsight, I just was not listening to my body at all. I was just trying to push through it. And so this pain that started in the shin started radiating up into like the inside portion of my knee and then even up into my thigh. I was not walking normally. I was taking a lot of ibuprofen and just continuing to try to push through this. I think doing what a lot of people do, which is like Googling what to do for shin splints, but this had gone like way beyond a simple shin splint issue. And so I think after like a few times of reading the same Runner's World article or whatever and trying to treat it at home, trying to throw money at the problem, it was like, no, it's time to bring in a professional. I work out in the gym in front, so like I see Matt, working with clients, and I work with James sometimes out in the gym, and so I knew they were here, and I thought that would make a lot of sense for me to have like those two things in the same case. If I have a headache, right, I don't take ibuprofen. I think about like, why do I have a headache right now? I live my life around this idea of like addressing the symptoms, right, and treating the underlying cause of pain and not throwing medicine at it. So the fact that I was taking ibuprofen 2 and 3 times a day was like not going to fly with me long term. That was not a solution. I just became a really big believer in physical therapy because it was hard, it was rigorous, it hurt, it was uncomfortable sometimes. But when I listened to my therapist and I did the exercises that were assigned to me, I saw improvement, and it kept me coming back week after week after week because it worked. If you want to treat the underlying cause, right, and you don't want to be dependent on the balm for whatever that's going to do, or the drug, or the heat patch or the cold patch, like if you want to address what's really going on and have like a long-term solution, then physical therapy is a really, really good path to get there. Since coming to Diverge, I am walking without pain and working out without pain. I mean, it's taken many, many weeks to get to this point, but a few weeks ago, I caught myself taking sort of a bounding step up a stair, right? And without even thinking about it. It was just like my body had gone back to its natural movement without me even needing to think about it or commit to it, right? My body knew that it was ready to just, bounce a little bit again. A couple of months ago, that would have been like a really, really gingerly step, right? Something I would have done very carefully or just avoided doing entirely. And here I was like, just starting to skip a little bit. It was great. And then a couple weeks ago, Matt put me on the treadmill to run a little bit, and it was pain-free, moving around my home and the world with no issues. And you really take that for granted. Like when your body is healthy and able to do those things, you really take it for granted. And when you're in pain all the time, it's like all you can think about. I'm trying not to take it for granted anymore. I'm very, very grateful. Working with Matt is really encouraging, okay? So like every time I come in, he's really verbally encouraging, but when he runs me through different exercises and different strength tests, it is really rewarding. There's just incremental improvement week after week, appointment after appointment, and I'm very happy to be living proof that it works. And also, I don't know, if you're skeptical about it, this is very low threshold stuff, okay? Like it's very low commitment stuff. I did a consult with him before I came in, so I got to talk to him before I came in and made any sort of commitment to it. It is something that you can try incrementally and see how it works for you, and you're not buying a car. This is like, to me it was a pretty easy decision. my goal was to finish the marathon. That wasn't my path right now. That was not going to happen for me right now. And that was okay. So when I dropped out of the race in September, I made this really conscious decision to stop. So the goal changed a lot. I'm bummed that I couldn't do a marathon, but I'm awfully happy that I am pain-free today, and I have the opportunity to start running again, and I have all the tools that I need to do that in a healthy way, and hopefully next year or maybe the year after achieve that original goal of finishing a marathon. We're kind of at the point now where I have my toolbox, right? I know what to do. We've fixed the immediate issue, and we've addressed underlying core, hips, glute, foot strength. So I'm kind of ready to go out and get back to running, right? But I set an appointment with him a month from now because I really do want to check in. I want the accountability. I want to be able to continue to have conversations with him. And I think as I do get back into training for races, I probably will come back and check in. I would like to have an ongoing relationship with him and with